I've been dealing with anxiety my entire life, but today is a little bit different because today I'm not anxious about something bad happening to me. More so, I'm anxious that something good is happening. And I don't really know how to. I mean, I guess that feeling is like excitement, I suppose, but I don't know. Today, today I had my second interview um, at this new job prospect. And let's just call it like we see it, guys. I think I bit off a little bit more than I could chew. All right, the application online said like a team lead kind of deal, and it's more of like one step under manager kind of deal. So I'm at this interview. They're asking me these questions. Kind of. I mean, let's keep it real, guys. I'm nailing it. All right, I'm rolling through these questions, giving the best answers you can think of. Right? And I got the job. Let's just keep it. Let's also keep that real. Let's keep it real for the third time. I got the job, which is really no surprise. But they said they'd send me an email. Now, the only instance of my email that I had given them was written down, and I have dysgraphia. Now, if you don't know what that is, imagine dyslexia, where instead of you people can't read good, I can't write good. My handwriting fucking sucks, and I thought it just sucked because I was stupid. But apparently it's literally a like disorder I have. So I don't feel that bad about it. But I was really, really anxious about maybe they sent the email to a different person, or maybe they didn't even send it to me at all. And I had finished my interview at about 1:30, and I had gotten off of work at around 8. So I had like six and a half hours to just to to be nervous, and that sucked. It sucked even more because as I'm thinking about this, I'm refreshing my email over and over again, waiting for this confirmation and or this acceptance letter, and it just wasn't coming in. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh, did I not get the position? Did they like review like last second go, okay, this guy's not fit or something? So I'm freaking out, and I hadn't felt that level of like freak out in a while, because I used to just get anxious over um, people not liking me, never about a job prospect like this. I was also more so anxious because I had already cut ties with the job I'm currently at, or I guess not anymore. So I was like, if I don't get this job, I'm kind of fucked, right? So I ended up, I like calmed myself down. I drove over there and I met with one of the managers. And I was like, "Hey, we spoke earlier. How you doing, sir? Whatever. Um, I just wanted to make sure you got my correct contact information because I know my handwriting looks like a little dumbass is trying to write." Um, I made sure he got my corrected email, got it all. I had him write. He wrote it down in like a notes app, so it's no confusion there. And I'm shit. I'm still kind of nervous. I know I got the job, right? I got the position. Let's just like, I got the position. All I'm waiting on is the acceptance letter. Because this is, again, I thought honestly I didn't even think I was gonna have a second interview. I thought I was just gonna go in, lock it in, and then they'd like not hire me on the spot, but like you know, kind of be a little less professional than this. But this is like a this is up there, man. It's like a very important job, and I can handle it. I can handle it very well. It's just it wasn't what I was expecting. So I was way more nervous, especially during the interview itself. They're asking me these questions, and they're like scenario based. They're not even like what what experience do you have in this field. It was like, if this were to happen, what is your first reaction? And then the follow-up questions were based off my answer. I was like, fuck, these are like actual questions. Like, this was the first interview that I've been at where they're actually asking me questions about my mindset and about my like leadership abilities. I mean, because I'm still fairly young, still fairly new to the whole like employment game, I guess. But all the jobs I've had have been very entry level. It's like, um, how much experience do you have in the field? What do you think is your greatest strength? How do you think you fit well in the company? Just shit like that, just fucking, just simple answers, simple questions you can give simple answers to. But they're like, if you were to notice that your business is slow and you have a lot of people on staff, what do you do? And I'm like, okay, well, we send people home and then we try and work from there. See if we can do like some detailed cleaning or something. I'm like, okay, well, once you have those people gone and you have another rush hit, how do you respond to that? I'm like, okay, that's a question, like that's a fucking question. I'm freaking out in the chair. Like I'm not presenting that I'm freaking out, but I'm like low key. I'm like shit. Okay, I'm like kind of getting really anxious. I'm like scratching my hand to kind of get my nerves out, and I still nailed it. I still nailed it because like again, I'm that guy. I'm that fucking guy. But I'm just still feeling really anxious right now because I don't know. There's a lot of overthinking that I do, and I don't know how to turn that off. I don't know how to turn off. I mean, I do know how to turn off overthinking. Let's keep that real. I know I know how to turn that brain off. But what I'm trying to say is when you are anxious, there is a level of rationale that you have to reach in order to calm yourself down. And it's really hard to try and reach that level of rational like thinking because it's all emotion based. Because right now I'm freaking out. Because like I'm hoping that not only are they not going to change their minds, but they are going to send me the email tomorrow. Even though like this is what I'm freaking out about, but I know I got the job. I know that they feel optimistic about me as a candidate because they told that to my face. And I saw in their body language and their facial expressions, they looked very good. And they also told me that all the answers I was giving to their questions and all the questions I was asking them were good questions and they were integral to my position, right? So I know I got the fucking job. I know that. I rationally know that I got the job and it's secured and it's locked and I'm just waiting on an email being like, do you accept this like payment amount or whatever, whatever. Do you get in the system? But part of me just can't stop thinking about the two worst case scenarios, of them getting my email wrong and I don't get the email, or they just say, fuck this guy. Actually, never mind. And for me, at least, the only way I can turn that part of my brain off is by literally kind of turning my brain off, uh, doing substances. So, although this is today's episode is more of a do as I say, not as I do kind of moment, because again, I rationally know that I got the job, and I rationally know that I shouldn't be freaking out because it's all secured and everything's good, everything's fine. I'm locked for the position, but I just can't turn my brain off. I can't figure out a way to not feel anxious about this, even though, So my challenge for you, and I guess for myself as well, is try to think rationally. Try to rationally think out a scenario in which you feel anxious about and just look at the facts. Because again, I'll go over this again. Even though I'm anxious about the little things, right? I know for a fact I got the job. I know for a fact that they feel confident about me in this position. They feel confident about me in general, I know for a fact that they took a liking to my ability to find solutions to problems. Something like that. I know that they feel confident about me as a candidate, so I shouldn't be freaking out. And part of that, like part of the realizing that yes, I am qualified, calms me down a little bit, right? Obviously, for me, in my case, I'm still anxious. But I'm hoping that for you, if you are able to look at the facts. Just pull yourself back a little bit. Okay, okay, hold on. I'm not gonna freak out for a second. Let me take a step back. Let me look at everything and go, okay, well, this is going good. This is going good. This is going good. This is also going good. This is also going good. And the good is outweighing the bad. Of this could go wrong. This could go wrong. This could go wrong. All right. I have 5 good, 3 bad. Mathematically, one is bigger than the other. You know what I mean? I know it's really hard to try and look at logical thinking when you're freaking out and you're going off your emotions. I know that feeling because I was doing that for so many years. But I have been able to lessen like my anxiety and my overthinking by thinking and thinking critically instead of going, oh God, what if this happens, and oh, what if they read my email wrong, and what if they find a different candidate in time. I go, wait, let's think critically here, let's think rationally. I went I low key went crazy on that interview. The 2 interviews I had, they both said I did great, and they said my answers were amazing, and they said that they will contact me further. You know what I mean? These are all promising things. I should not be freaking out. With that being said, and honestly, even doing this video, I feel better. I feel less anxious about it. I feel like I'm relieving my stress by talking it out. So yeah, that's the moral of this one, guys. Think logically, think critically. Don't let yourself be consumed by your emotions, and don't let your anxiety um, stop you from doing what you want to do. Because honestly, if I mean, going to the first interview number 1, I was very anxious. I didn't even want to go. I rescheduled it. It was supposed to be last week today. I was supposed to go last week today for my first interview, but I was anxious and I didn't know what I wanted at the time. I was freaking out, so I just moved it to a week later so I could give myself more time to think, give myself more time to think critically and think rationally until I made a good decision. So, again, my moral and my lesson for you today is don't let yourself be consumed by your anxiety. If you can, take a metaphorical step back and look at the entire situation that you're feeling anxious about and try and pinpoint the good and the bad of it all. The good aspects, the promising aspects, like they said you did great in your interview, or the bad aspects of maybe they chose a different candidate for the position. And think rationally. Go, okay, well, there are so many different, there's like multiple options here that I did great, and I have the position and I'm locked in, and there's only 1 or 2 things that I'm worrying about. And I mean, just do the math from there, you know? Don't be anxious. A lot of the time things are going to work out, and if they don't work out, they'll something else will work out eventually. That's kind of my rule of thumb with that. Thank you.